Hello, and welcome to BMC Training Labs, the comprehensive resource for BMC products and technologies. This lab is focused on the all-new Integrated Cockpit System, or ICS. This system is yet another patented creation of our Impact Lab facility and was launched in conjunction with the all-new Roadmachine 01. The system facilitates internal routing of hydraulic lines and electronic cables to create a seamless integration package. Let's take a look at the what, how, and why of the system. Later, we'll also get into view of how to and how not to work on the system. The system begins with a patented fork. As you can see, it resembles a standard fork in almost every way. Full carbon lowers, a robust crown, and a tapered steer. It has flat sides starting about midway up the steer and has an exit port on the trailing edge. Another unique feature of the fork is that it has a custom steer plug that bites into a high-density foam. Despite all these unique construction methods, the function of the fork components is pretty standard. If you want to cut the steer, that's no problem. If you need to make a headset adjustment, well, that's no problem either. Moving through the rest of the integrated cockpit system takes us to the stem. This component plays a major role in creating the very Swiss aesthetic of the ICS. The stem system consists of several parts. A somewhat typical stem body that's aftermarket available in 90 through 130 millimeter sizes. A faceplate, optional faceplate computer mounts, steer inserts, a cable clamp and cover, a lower cable guide, proprietary spacers, and two different dual stack top cones. The stem and faceplate fits any standard round 31.8 millimeter handlebar with no restrictions on make or model that we're aware of. Now that we've identified all the functional components of the system, let's address how they work together. We have here a complete bike that's had all the cables and housing run through the frame and headset bearings, with the cables and housing set up such that the right lever is the rear brake and the left lever is the front brake. The next step is to install the top cone, which would be chosen based on known handlebar stack and reach. Now, install any required spacers, followed by the lower cable guide. With the cables gently positioned downward, slide the proper length stem in place and position the steer inserts. Feel free to add just a bit of torque to the system to hold things in place. Do not clamp the stem on the steer without the steer inserts in place. If at this point you're not yet certain if you want to cut the steer, that's fine. You can put a traditional round spacer on top of the stem as you do on any other bike. Otherwise, you can easily cut the steer, but don't forget to remove the self-tapping compression nut. There is a pre-drilled hole, but please be patient and precise. Now it's time to mount the handlebar. But before you do this, are you planning on using one of the special computer or action camera mounts we've created? If so, now's the time to mount it behind the stem faceplate. The faceplate bolts thread from the back side of the stem. They're slightly angled to help make mounting an easier process. Pay attention to the torque setting associated with the handlebar. If there isn't a torque specified, use 5 Newton meters. There are several ways to go about this process, and you can choose to modify the steps to your liking. We prefer to put the hydraulic hoses in place under the stem so we can best estimate the proper length to cut them. That said, use the cable clamp to secure the hydraulic lines. No need to tighten too tight, just enough to hold them in place. I find it easiest to start the threads without trying to hold the cables in place, and then rotate the clamp in place and secure the hoses. Now draw the hydraulic lines and electronic cables to the shifters. Estimate the proper length, and follow the manufacturer's instructions on how to connect and finish installation. Now you can go back to the cable clamp and snug it up, tidy up any excess electronic wiring, and install the cable cover. The cable covers are specific to stem sizes, so make sure you're using the one that came with your stem. Finally, if you're using a Shimano Junction Box A, we have a nice clamp just for that, and now's the time that can be used. And that's it. Pretty simple. Swissness is often described in terms of a particular aesthetic, simple from a distance, but elegant in design upon further inspection. We think the form and function of the ICS system follows this philosophy, and hope you do too. If you prefer to have this process in print form, we have the entire ICS assembly manual waiting for you on our support and manuals section. From all of us here at BMC, thank you for your time and attention, and we'll see you next time.